You know, I sometimes ask myself, was there a way to actually make the Titanic truly unsinkable? And I know I've questioned this theory several times in Floating Sandbox, but I was thinking, what if the Titanic was made either out of jello or some sort of indestructible material? Now you have Exhibit A over here. We have a iceberg? And this is what happened to the Titanic. Here we go. Uh-oh. Okay, we might be going a little too fast. Okay, that might have been a little overdramatic, but that's kind of what happened to the Titanic. So what if we were to take the same ship, but make it truly indestructible? That's the question we're going to ask ourselves here today, folks. Also, can we get an F in the chat for all the poor souls that are going to be lost in today's episode? Alright, so we've done several things with the Titanic. We've jumped it, we've yeeted it into tsunamis, we've melted it with lava, we've probably tortured this thing in way too many ways, but we're going to start off with today's episode by actually testing out, can we truly make this thing unsinkable? Alright, so we're going to jump into the simulation settings. We got mechanics, air, and fluids, and what we're going to do, we're going to actually play with its strength adjust. Now, you don't want to make the ship itself too rigid. If not, it's gonna snap like a toothpick. So there's gotta be some sort of springiness or give to the ship. So of course, we're gonna test here. If we go all the way up with the strength and we go, okay, watch what happens here. All right, going back into it and it looked like a car crash. Like you see one of those like crash test dummy videos where the car hits the end of the barrier? That's what that looked like. Also, it is sinking, so indeed it is not sink-proof. Also, I hope people fasten their seatbelts for that one. That was pretty rough. So here's the question for you guys to answer at home. How would you make the Titanic sink-proof? Personally, I would probably put some big old buoys on it, kind of like the big bumper boats, but I don't think that's feasible, and that's something we can't do here in Floating Sandbox. So comment down below, answer that question. Also, while you're down there, maybe hit that thumbs up button for some more Floating Sandbox, and let's test some more theories. Okay, so we have the global dampening adjust. What is dampening? I mean, there's probably some sort of like... Okay, that's what happens when you move that up and down. What did we just do? Huh? Let's apply this and let's reload the ship. What setting is this? Hey, it doesn't sink anymore. Hold on, let's go. I can't move the ship anymore. Okay, that's a setting we don't want to mess with. Let's set that back to 1. Okay, think, Camodo. How would you actually fix this? Like, I want it to survive this really, really fast impact. We made it to where it can't break apart, but that strength adjust, like, that's not everything. It needs something else. You know, what if I'm looking at it wrong? What if it's something where it's not the ship's fault, it's the water's fault? What if we changed the water itself? Is there a way to make the water jello? That way a ship couldn't possibly sink in it. I mean, that's a way to change it. Of course, I don't know how you would apply this in real life. Alright, so I think the water density is where we're at. So let's go whoomp. Alright, so technically the water is like jello now. Like, I don't think anything's gonna go down in it. So if we were to have a horrible collision, let's go and oh no, that was so bad. And then we go, oh, look, it still floats. I mean, it's not necessarily the best shape. You know, I feel like this is cheating. This is definitely cheating. Like, this doesn't actually solve the issue with the ship itself being unsinkable. We just changed the ocean properties. All right, there's more science to this. Let's go ahead and get our physics probe on here. There we go. So it's gonna open up this. This is gonna tell us the heat of the ship and I guess how fast it's moving, even though I don't think that's gonna help us in any of these situations. I just want more science on the screen at once. Okay, so we had the strength adjust. Was the global dampening adjust? Was it exploding the ship because it was really strong? What if this was up? Nope, it still blows up the ship. What if it's all the way down? What does that do? Does this help? It's a good question. Hold on. All right, here we go. Oh, no. That didn't help at all. You know, what if we put bumpers on the icebergs? Okay, so all these were bad ideas. I've got an even worse idea. So what if we were going to be like old Aquaman and call in the help from the sea? Could they help us? Here we go. Whee! Do these actually interact with the ship? This just looks funny. I don't think it's actually helping anything. You know, I'm absolutely stumped. I don't know how to make this thing stronger without changing the properties of things that are not on the ship itself. I mean, sure, you can make it crumble like a car crash, but still ultimately it's going to the bottom of the ocean. So, we must ask ourselves, what if we can make the Titanic so fast that when it hits the iceberg, it skips over it, kind of like a jump, and then it makes it all the way to port? Okay, so this is where the Titanic's going. And this is where the Titanic wants to go. So let's do this. Come on, buddy. You got to get enough speed. Enough speed. Enough speed. Okay, let's count the pieces that landed on the shore. Hey, look at that. Just imagine those dots are people, and it's just a bunch of people making it to the other side. All right, so I have one last theory for the Titanic, but I'm actually going to test this on another ship too, because there's two different adjustments here. You have the engine thrust, which we're essentially going to make the Titanic a speedboat, but you have the water pump power adjust. Now, hear me out. If any ship were to get a large gaping hole in it and it had a water pump, could the pump counter the water going in so much that the ship can make it back to shore? We're going to test that. Unfortunately, the Titanic doesn't have one of these. They're mega screwed. All right, Titanic, you got one option. You got to keep your foot in it. Here we go. Oh, yeah. On, hit the horn, hit the... What the... Man, that engine had too much power in it, didn't it? Oh. This is when the people in the back suddenly get a front seat. Okay, so same thing, except for we're going to go ahead and adjust the strength up. Maybe this is the combination we needed. All right, strength adjust up. All right, let's do this again. Punch it. Here we go. All right, doesn't break in half anymore. On, it hits the iceberg. Oh, wait. Go home. Go home, E.T. What? Wait. Hey, you're supposed to land over there. Oh. They just boinged off the opposite wall. You know, I must say that almost worked. Like, having it so strong and being able to skip over the iceberg, that might have been the combination, folks. But we're gonna move on to the next thing because I have an idea. If you guys have any suggestions for how you would save it, definitely let me know. Maybe we'll test it out next episode. All right, so we have our next ship here. This one actually has water pumps, so let's locate them. So when we hit that, you can see the 4 pumps, and then I think the power source is a little towards the back. So if we go into our simulation settings, we might actually be able to adjust this to where it doesn't need any sort of weird physical properties done to the ship. You can actually just adjust the pumps itself. So if we go over here in interactions, we see electrical. So let's go water pump adjust. So this would make it useless. This would make it ultra powerful, I think. So maybe the only thing a ship needs is ultra powered pumps in order to stay up. So hold on, let's locate them one more time. So say we get a huge hole, like, I don't know, Free Willy came over and just like chomped into the side of this thing. Turn the pumps on. Hold on. Look, they're countering it. That's actually really good. Well, hold on. Oh, I might have spoke too soon. Come on, pumps. Wait. Oh, it's the little pumps that could. By the way, is 4 lifeboats? I would assume there's 4 on the other side. Is that enough for a big ocean liner, or do you have to pay extra for that? Could you imagine waiting at the lifeboat and they go, "Sir, your MasterCard has declined. You're going to have to stay with the ship and you're going to die." Okay, so these pumps, that might have been too aggressive. By the way, I'm deploying the lifeboats. This is how we do it. Yeah, let's try that again. Did I actually cut a pump off? I might have cut a pump off. So let's turn it back on. Let's just cut right here. Okay, let's see if it keeps up with them this time. It's buying time. I don't think it's making it sink proof necessarily. If it was a smaller hole, yes, but first time it like cuts off a pump or you have a big gaping hole like this, there's no way you're actually saving the ship itself. But I feel more comfortable with this. Like, I feel like there's plenty of time now to get out of the ship. So, just for example, let's go ahead, let's revert this back to default. There we go. And then let's do this again. So let's turn the pumps on. I'll get roughly the same size hole. Let's see how quick it goes down now. Oh yeah, that's much faster. So it seems like the pumps were doing a decent job there. Hold on, it's stalling a little bit. There it goes. So as soon as the water starts to spill over into the next compartment, like that's really where it's weighing it down. And then once it gets up into this top area, it's pretty much game over here. Yeah, it seems like it's definitely moving faster. So, while you can't make the pumps ridiculous, wait, could possibly ultra strength make those ridiculous? Does that even count? All right, let's go ultra violent mode. Does that make the pumps work better? No, it doesn't. I mean, we could basically make them useless like that. And now I guess they're not pumping out near as much. Yeah, I kind of wish this was a little bit stronger. Like, I wish if I put it to this, it was just spewing water out like crazy. But considering how big the hole is, we definitely bought them a little bit more time here. You know, now that I think about it, why do all my experiments involve death? Is there something wrong with me? There's very well something wrong with me, and you guys are still watching, so it's fine. So we're gonna take to the skies here. This is gonna be essentially the same test. Hold on, we gotta get a little spike pit to land on just in case they make it through. There we go, that is beautiful. All right, so what we're gonna do, hold on, we gotta make this a little bit taller. There we go. So we've kind of messed with this a little bit before. Essentially, let me go ahead and move this real quick. So let's pause this here. You're gonna move up here and then we're gonna go yeet. Actually, I think we want to attract this. I don't want to just straight up throw it. All right, so a plane does the same thing as a boat. It obliterates itself. So could we change something for it? Let's go ahead and get that strength adjust. All right, it's all the way up now. All right, let's go ahead and move it. There we go. And then let's go and then release. And, oh. Dude, that thing boinged off of it. Why does that seem to work better than the ships do? Is it because the ships are, I guess, more massive? Like, that was totally okay, except for the pilots probably died and everybody jerked forward in their seat. But it's like the plane is made of jello now. Hold on, better test. Let's go ahead and move this again. So here, let's make another spike pit. Can you even penetrate this jello? Somebody's probably thinking to themselves, what's wrong with Camodo? And I would say a lot of things. All right, here we go. And, oh, no, it doesn't work at all. We've done it. We've made the plane death proof. I don't know what we're doing here today. So if the strength is up like that, could we melt the plane? Let's go settings and let's go ocean of lava. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Oh, so strength adjust does not actually help that. I don't think there's any way to actually counter the lava. Now that, folks, would be a true challenge. Is there a way to make it to where the lava itself doesn't melt a ship? What would you have to do? You know, I'm not really sure what we learned here today. We learned that Floating Sandbox is still awesome. If you guys have any suggestions for themes for the episode, maybe challenges we can do comment down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys next time.